Oh,
Welcome, everybody.
What's up, Mr. Postile and everyone?
Welcome to Retro Bliss's Live. Oh, no, that's later this week. Never mind. I'm sorry.
wrong show.
Wrong show. Yeah, I think I'm going to be an opening act for him Tuesday night or something. I think I'm the warm-up band, you know.
Nice.
How's everybody going? We're doing good. If you'll notice across the bottom of the screen, I'll just get this over with right away. We'll talk more about it later, but you might pay attention to what's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I was only allowed so many characters. That's one of two messages that you're going to see across the bottom of the screen. And this is letting you know a little bit about how the playoffs are going to work in the tournament. And I'm going to leave that alone for right now unless any of the other panel wants to say anything about it, but that's where we're going to be playing Pinball Noir, N-O-I-R, on Pinball FX. So that's the game, and we'll get more into that later. So that's all I got there, besides flick my balls up there and see what he has to say.
Kelly says, wait, Mike is camping?
Yes.
Excellent. Mike is broadcasting from the campground.
Nice.
I'm hacking into somebody that has a Starlink, thanks to Off-Grid.
Very cool.
They didn't put a password.
That's
Hey,
cool.
Gideon's here.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Gideon's and Fat Boys Gaming and Nonsense and Kelly F. I know her.
Yeah. It says there's 6 people watching, but only 3 have talked in the chat. So, but, yes.
The quiet
So how's the weekend going, Mike?
Pretty good. Yeah, we got here yesterday, so and we're by the beach too. So it's like about a 5-minute walk. If I go this way, if I go that way, the beach is up ahead. I'm not sure if the internet strength will. I was gonna go out there, but it's like, I don't think the internet will reach that far. So, not unless I put repeaters on people's trailers and stuff. Reach my area at the beach, because I'm like, the beach would be cool to stream at, but at the campground.
So are you staying in it? Now, I saw some pictures you posted for us earlier. I saw some campers and stuff, but it looks to me like you're in a tent, right?
Yeah, the green tent behind me, that's what I'm staying. Me, my wife, my son are staying. It's a pretty big tent. So I think you can fit like 5 people in there. And we have cots in there too, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very
and I brought
cool.
a table. It was kind of cool. I bought a table from Walmart so that way I can set my my phone and watch live streams. I was watching the Game Chasers play, Nintendo online. It was billing. So I watched that a little bit. Yeah, and then went to bed. So it's actually pretty neat. Usually I don't, when you go camping, you don't usually have internet, but I was like really shocked this place had internet here. So
Yeah, Mike, when you go camping, you're supposed to go camping. It's rough it a little bit. No TV, no phones, no video games. Of course, I don't live by those rules, but
actually no. We I pretty much did that. This is the only time besides going, retiring for the night to go to bed. That's when I pulled up my phone to watch some streams.
sure.
That helps put me to sleep on the cot, and then and it's just now I had the phone charging on my solar lamp on top of the Subaru. And so it's I need to get that charged up so I can be on the show today.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Mike. I'm the same way. As soon as I hear dun, 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 dun,
I knew it was coming. That's why I smiled so big. I was looking right at you when he was saying that. I knew it was coming.
yeah. It puts me right out. But, no, that's cool. And I know Poe made me say, I'm not supposed to tell you that Poe says you're such a dick all the time, Mike. But I've been working all weekend. I had to work, and you're camping and going to the beach. So,
Yeah.
Poe, you're right. Mike is a dick. I don't know. I thought all these years you've been exaggerating, but
Is there any at the beach? Are there any girls in bikinis?
Probably not.
I was hoping maybe you could help our ratings and maybe go over to the beach and get us some good shots. But you know, whatever. Mike's Gaming Gala.
You probably don't want those shots over there.
It's like the last time I was in Daytona Beach. You know, you can drive on the beach there, and a buddy of mine and I went down there. We took our motorcycles, and we thought, man, we'll ride the beach. You know, look for good-looking chicks. And all we saw was 80-year-old men with their balls hanging down to their ankles. I mean, you know, that's the only thing you saw on the beach. You know, like, yeah, old men.
Stay away from the mirrors.
It was like, Jesus, man, get me off this beach. What the hell?
Just wanted to let you guys know too. If I get a phone call, that's my son. So I have him, and then the two girls I got to pick up. They're in town. So basically, in town you can go. There's a museum up there. There's an arcade. I think that's where they're at right now. So hopefully, you know, they're entertained for a while before I have to go pick them up. So
no,
just in case I have to
run. You gotta go. Just log out. We'll be good. We'll bring you back in when you can.
All right.
And now good. Greg is that guy. Yeah.
He is that guy at the beach.
You know, I'm not going to bore you a lot with telling the guys that it's funny. We had our high school reunion this weekend, had a whole bunch of events planned and everything. It was great seeing a lot of people, but 50 years. And one of the topics of conversation, we had Friday night event, 2 events on Saturday, and today had an event, but won't get into all those. But one of the guys said, you remember that old man that lived down the street from the high school we went to, and he had a beautiful lawn, and it was a beautiful place to play throw a football around, you know, and have a good time. But he'd always coming out yelling at us to get off our grass, and we always said, get off his grass. And, you know, he's always thinking, that old prick, why is he doing that? And then every one of us said, yeah, and that's us now. You know, we've become that guy, you know. You kids get off my lawn. So it all comes around. I showed the guys this. I might as well just share this. They gave us name tags, and there's my senior yearbook photo back when I had hair and wasn't fat and old. So.
Mike Nesmith.
You worked in IT, Greg. That looks like an IT photo.
Yeah.
You're a nerd.
It was man, I can't believe I actually had my mom made me get 6 inches of that hair cut off before I had that picture taken. Yeah. It was the time, 1974. My God.
Oh,
wow. I was one. Yeah, I wasn't even one, actually. I was born in July of 73, so when you graduated, about 11 months, 10 months old.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a thought yet.
I was 5, so.
Yeah. It was a good time, though, and I'll tell you what, it was just really wild last night at the main reunion thing. And, there were some of the gals there that were from high school. That, they've all aged, but you got these 68-year-old women, and they're up there dancing like they were 17 in high school again. And I said, look at her, and I said, I know she's kind of embarrassing herself. Yeah. I can't get that image out of my head. Anyway, good time. Weekend full of stuff, and I managed to leave early. I left early to make sure I got home. I got with Bart, and we got everything finalized on this pinball tournament. So Bart and I think we got it all going.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we're ready. We are ready.
And I never did post the results. I just haven't had time of what happened with that little side tournament I set up for Mandalorian, I think it was. Or what did I set up? I can't even remember.
No, it was. I don't remember either.
There's something about Mars or something like that.
Transforming Mars. And I think there were only 4 of us that played. And I could go get the results, but I don't care. Just being honest, I don't care. It was just something to do. I call that an STD. You ever had an STD? It's something to do. You gotta have something to do. An STD. Anyway. God, you guys are full of all kinds of comments tonight. Somebody take over for a little bit. David.
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk about the tournament? You fill them in a little bit.
The pinball tournament, the pinball tournament that's coming up.
Well, it's our playoffs now.
Our playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, we got 7 people that are
Yeah,
going to be in the playoffs, and we divided them into 2 groups. And I'll let you take it from there, Bart.
Yeah. For the people that played in them before, they know the general format, but it's kind of shortened, just like we did the shortened schedule. And since there's only 7 people that played, we got 2 groups. One has 4 people in it. One has 3 people in it. You guys will play this week, those 2 groups, and the winner of those 2 groups will play next week for the finals. And that's how we will determine the big winner. Because so it's just going to be a quick down and dirty, and we're playing that Pinball Noir or whatever, however you say that, on Pinball FX. It's a black and white table, kind of, gangster table. It's a fun thing. 1 ball, 5 attempts. So you only get 1 ball, but you do get multiple tries. And Greg and I were talking on the phone while we were setting up the tournament.
Back over here.
Okay.
Both of us noticed when we played our game just to launch the thing, it said, uh-oh. Mike's got to go. It said plays 1. We had 4 of 5 for that day. So we don't know if you get 5 plays only or 5 plays per day. So we'll see what happens. But it's supposed to be 5 attempts total. And I think that's how it's going to end up. I think it's going to end that way because that's what it said on it. But it was weird the way it listed at the bottom. So
yeah, we both set it up. We wanted to make sure. I instantly called him when I saw that because I said, we've got to set them up exactly alike. And just real quick, I'm going to tell you, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there's 2 groups, G.Parkers group, Off Grids group. And you'll see your name is associated with either my group or Bart's group. I called my group 1, Bart's group 2. You only play in Bart's tournament if your name, like right now, my group consists of Dekong, Digital Victory, and Poe, and Derek. Off Grids consists of Classic Rock, T-Dog, and Mike the Gaming Road Warrior. So there you go. And then I've got another screen set up because it would only let me do 1 screen, so many characters. But this, and I think Derek, I hope Derek got my message. I hopefully can put that on the Discord for us. But there is the password and the codes. But remember, if you're in, don't worry about the code for group 1 if you're in group 2. Don't worry, and vice versa, because you don't want to accidentally get on the wrong tournament. Because you got to be playing in your assigned group. It's the same table. But I tried to make it where I went every other person. So, like, the best people were in. Something happened, Bart.
what happened?
Was that Bart Poe or what was it?
I think so. I don't know where I came from.
All of a sudden, it sounded like your air conditioning just went on high, and you're nothing but a whirling wind.
Is it better now?
Yeah, but it went spiked up there for a minute. It was loud.
Yeah,
Now
I
it's
don't know.
gone.
Kelly's watching the show, and she came in here and she said they can't hardly hear me.
Yeah, you're pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to adjust the volume, but I don't think I don't think I can. I don't. Yeah, let me hold on. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back.
Well, anyway, so what do you? I saw you grinning, Poe, when I was reading the list. Well, give me your thoughts here. You're in a group. Let's see. You're in the group. You're in my group, aren't you?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
But when you said digital victory and then me, I started laughing. I'm like, oh my.
Yeah,
but then you said Derek, so I didn't feel as bad.
Well, see, I tried to mix it up to where, okay, thank you, Derek. Derek just posted in the Discord all this information. If you need it, you're watching the show in playback or something, and you're unsure, go to the Discord, it's there. But yeah, I tried to make it so that not all the top people were together, not all the low people. It's kind of a mix. And you got to remember one thing about it is Digital Victory, yeah, great player, as is some of the others on the list, but one ball, 5 times, but tries, but one ball. And shoot, anything can happen, man. You can get that one ball take off. And the worst case is if you lose, the only thing you lose is your entry fee, which was 0. So, I mean, what, man?
Okay. Let me do a test. Can you hear me now? Is it any better?
About the same, I think.
Okay,
yeah, but I'm hearing you. Oh, you're quieter than Mike and you're quieter than Poe. But I'm having, for an old man, like I said, 68, and don't have my hearing aids in, I've heard everything you said.
Okay, how about now? Is that any better?
I think so.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm using the StreamYard settings, and I set it up as high as it can possibly go. It's at 200% now. So
you're fine. There's no big noise in the background as of yet. So you're good.
Yeah, I don't know where the microphone is. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello.
No, but you need to get rid of those nose hairs.
Yeah.
I think somebody came up and told Mike, "You can't podcast from here. Move that car." No podcast.
Well, I was waiting. There's another guy that was moving into the other end, so I had to move my vehicle around and just temporary there until he moved out, and I could park back in my spot.
Tell him, don't you realize that I'm on one of the most important shows in the United States right now? We're announcing, talking major pinball tournaments, and you're here bothering me over where my car is at. Pinball North, though, I'm telling you what, it's a fun table. It's kind of an old Cary Grant type, old detective type thing. It reminds you of an old black and white movie, an old, like you said, gangster movie or old cop movie, Cary Grant stuff. Pretty cool table.
Yeah.
I loved it when it first came out. It was one of the first tables I bought. One of the first ones they came out.
Right.
Which table?
Pinball Nor.
Pinball Nor. Okay, I haven't played.
Yeah, Pinball FX. It's a fun table. I'm hoping that everybody that's in it has it. If not, you're gonna. Who is Cary Grant? Derek didn't even know who Cary Grant is. Dave.
He knows. Trying to pretend.
Who's she?
Right.
Yeah. Who's Cary Grant?
Judy.
What was that one line there? What that? Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could remember some of those old lines from some of those movies because there's some classic lines in those movies. Of all the women in all the world and all the places, I come here and you're here, or something like that. Cool.
Cary Grant is the picture I send every time Mike says he can't make it on the show, and I send that picture and it says "Get out." That's Cary Grant.
Yeah. Cary Grant is in the same genre and time period as like Marlon Brando, right? I mean, am I right? One of those guys. And Derek's going to write now. Marlon who? Marlon, that's a fish.
Marlon Wayans?
Yeah.
In living color.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's times are changing. Some people don't. I know that there's a lot of things I mentioned to my kid. Well, we were all talking about this reunion this weekend, how things have changed, and you can mention something like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Nobody knew what you're talking about. Right. So, but if anybody's got any questions on the pinball tournament, put them in the chat. we'll keep an eye on it, and just main thing is know which group you're in, and then I got that one going. I think I'll just switch back and forth. Yeah, Poe, you're gonna have a little trouble with that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'll be sending messages to you guys. But I can't find the password for Bart.
So you can't play in both groups, right?
Yeah. No, if you play in both groups, you get penalized $150 and you forfeit any prizes that could possibly come your way. I made that up because nobody's saying anything, so I got to make shit up. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I was trying to look for scorecards. So, do we want to talk about the big? Mike picked the game for the console challenge this week, and he wasn't even on the show last week, but he managed to sneak in as vote for what we would play. And do we want to talk about that?
We do, and I got one complaint before we go any further. You didn't show up for the show. You picked the game. They didn't post the score till the very end. I thought I was a shoe-in for up in the top 3. Then all of a sudden, bang, I look one day, I wake up, I look at my phone, I look at the score sheet you put up, Bart, and I said, where the hell did he come from? What?
Nice.
Go ahead, Bart, talk about it. Whoever wants to talk about it. Good game. Good, fun time. Good time.
Well, there we go. There's the final score. Mike, do you want to talk about it? It was your tournament.
Sure. Yeah, I guess, let's see. We were playing Rad Racer for the NES, and who ended up getting the top is T-Dog. He got 36,002. And then some guy named Mike Seaweed, 32,855. Off-grid, 22,472. G.Parker, 18,010. D-Kong, 16,044. Poe, 11,911. And Derek Pixeltorium, 7,925. And you are not last.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was rude.
So Pixel, you're not last. So you're so good.
I'll tell you what, that 18,010, I worked for that score. I'm telling you what, I don't know how you guys did those highest scores because, especially T-Dog, there were 35,000. Because I'll tell you what, I was sweating when I got done getting 18,000.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't know how we got those? Well, me and Mike made videos on how we did it. So you're saying you didn't watch our videos? Is that what you're saying?
What makes you think I watched that crap? I mean, come on.
Well, if you watched my first game in my video, you wouldn't have expected it to get to where I did. My first game was absolute dog shit. And then I played the second game, and that was all right. But, yeah, that's a fun game. But, man, I was learning. I was going to play again when I saw Mike's game because it's not about just keeping that freaking NOS going and driving balls to the wall, hair on fire. You got to taper that speed. Mike was in control the whole time. Well, until he was in the threat of dying or running out of time.
Yeah.
Then he was panicking. But it's like you were keeping it right around the 200 kilometers an hour, give or take, instead of just balls to the wall, 235 flipping to trees. So maybe that's a better plan.
The strategies with these games, I'm learning now, and usually I do watch you or Mike. Of course, Mike's pulling fast ones and holding off his scores and stuff for a while, which is cool. That's exactly what I do sometimes. But I will tell you this, though, watching somebody play it that knows what they're doing, there was a couple of them that we picked that I didn't even know what button to push or what to do, and then I'd watch you guys and go, that's how they're doing that. I didn't know that.
And you push down, that's music, so you can jam out.
Yeah, I realized that. Actually, this is the first time I actually Googled the game. I mean, I watched your guys, but I Googled the game, and see if I could get some really good advice. And I did find some guys that had some videos on it that were telling you, okay, here's some little tricks you can try, and I don't know,
Yeah.
it helped me.
Yeah, it's funny because that first game I was playing, I'm using the Xbox controller or whatever, and you got the A and B button, but I'd hold on the gas, and every time I wanted to hit the brake, I would hit the X button, and then I'd just slam into the trees because it didn't slow down at all when you pushed the wrong button. But once I got my thumb learning which buttons to push, other than I kept turning on that stinking radio, and then I'm trying to turn it back off because it would distract me. But that's what my excuse is. That's that dang music. These dang kids and their freaking rock and roll. I don't know.
Well, I've been playing most of these on the ROG Alley because I've got that set up now with all that the retro arch on her. But I found one thing about it, and it's harder to capture my video and the picture. The ROG Alley captures pictures great at the end. But if I dock it, the regular Xbox controller gets kind of stupid on taking a picture. But I ended up docking it because I'll tell you what, there's a big difference. For some reason to me, that racing game on that little bitty screen and on a 65-inch high-definition TV, because you could just see, obviously made the road wider. I mean, it just made things. That's how I ended up getting that score, was because I just could see better what I was doing, where I was at in the lane, not go off the road. Which is all proportional. It's in my head. This means nothing. It's just, that's my observation.
No, it makes sense, actually. You can see it better. So, yeah, you can see it better. But, yeah, it's a fun game, though. I think I did play that before. I didn't think I hadn't thought I'd played it until I watched, who else made a video? Someone made a video first.
I made a terrible video. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been your video, Bo, because I heard the music play, and I was like, that sounds familiar. I recognized the music from back in the day. But yeah, I had fun playing it. I wasn't really great at it. I thought I did great when I made it to that third screen until I watched Mike play, and I'm like, well, son of a. But, yeah, that was pretty good. And T-Dog's score, of course, was already up there, so I knew, But,
you don't know how many times I played that. I mean, I just kept jamming at it. I mean, I can tell you, I spent a whole afternoon not getting off the screen one. I said, I'm putting this thing down. That's when I started watching other people, getting some advice. And I said, like you said, holding the gas button down the whole time, not a good move on that game. Not a good move.
Like real life, right?
Yeah.
You can't just go top speed and think you got control of the car.
Yeah. Pushing that up. Like, wait, maybe not. Yeah. I played exactly 2 times. The 2 times I played on the video were the only 2 times I played.
That's what I did too. I did the 2 attempts like what you did, and so instead of making a video, I don't think anybody wants to see me crashing in my first attempt, so I got rid of that and just played the second one. I did pretty good in the second attempt, so that's like it.
Everybody, hang on for just a second. I want to do something real quick. I'm going to do something real quick here. Let me do this. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, we just heard what they said, that they both played once or twice. I just want, while they're gone now, can I get an honest opinion from you? That's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for me, it's a tough game. I never got into racing games really until Super Nintendo. But it was fun getting to actually play this game. But yeah, I was just terrible at it. Of course, you saw the video. Then I did try again, I think Wednesday or something like that. And I recorded it too, but didn't put the video on. I recorded it just so I could get the screenshot. And then last night, I'm getting ready to go to bed at 4 in the morning, and I remembered I never put that last screenshot up for the score. So I'm running down to my computer in the basement and pulling up that video to get the screenshot of my final score. But yeah, I started out thinking that maybe I could play it on that NES emulator that I have on the arcade. That game sucked with a joystick and a great big arcade button for the brake. And, so that's why in that same video, then the next attempt, I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm going to play it on the NES Mini here. And I still didn't do that much better. So it mattered.
Did you guys hear us when I took the out? I never remember. Can you guys hear it? Okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew what our topic of discussion was, because we we only played twice and we got the highest scores of anybody.
Yeah. Then I thought I got to remind Greg that I can remove people too, even from the green room.
Oh crap! I've been done in with my own prank. I'm in bad shape.
Yeah, Mike's Gaming Gala said this podcast is a revolving door, apparently.
Well, Mike, I think I'm going to be joining you on Tuesday night, and there's no telling what might happen. I may see myself on there for, I've told I'm the opening act, so I don't know much screen time I'll get. We'll find.
He's the warm-up gig.
Yeah,
to warm up the crowd.
You're the fluffer.
I was going to say that earlier, and I thought, I don't know, these youngsters might not know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's cool, though, that you got the new strings for your ukulele. It'll be a good show.
It's funny. It was brought up at my high school reunion. Everybody said, all these bands were playing. They said, you didn't bring your ukulele? And I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, I'm going to sit up here and tell dad jokes and play the ukulele poorly. I'm telling you what, they had some really good talent there. Like I said, one of the guys that played today is part of the Saturday Night Live band up in New York. I mean, he's been in and out of it for a while, but he plays guitar for that band. I don't know if he's a filling guy or what, but pretty good talent if you can get that kind of gig.
Yeah.
It was loud. Oh, God, the Little Roadhouse. I mean, it was loud. I put my hearing aids in so I could hear everybody talk, and I pulled those out instantly because you still couldn't hear people talk. The band was playing so loud, I thought my head was going to explode. But it was cool. It's what old people do. They turn up the music loud and destroy their ears and then bitch about it later.
Greg, what era of music were you guys playing?
It was mainly it was a lot of Beatles, the Stones. I know that there was a lot of Creedence. I remember they did a lot of Creedence stuff. You guys know that Creedence Clearwater Revival. Stones, the Beatles, the Who, Guess Who, the Who and the Guess Who of all things. So, I know there was some solo acts that came up that did some. There's one guy that did James Taylor really good. I mean, he just had the raspiness and the acoustic guitar down. So I don't know, all kinds of genre, all kinds of stuff. There was no rap and there was no country.
How about death metal?
And you all gather around and burn your draft cards and bras afterwards.
Yeah. And street. There was one guy there that he went into the Navy, and I couldn't figure out why he just quit high school and just right out of high school went to the Navy. Well, it was to avoid going to jail because there was an all-girls prep school not too far from our school, and I guess he streaked it toward the end of our school year. He ran from one end to the other buck naked, and they grabbed him. And when he went to court, the only thing the lawyer could think to get him out of being, because they were really pissed about it. And he said, well, Your Honor, I'm leaving next week for the Navy. Case dismissed. And they ran down to the recruiter and signed up for the Navy and went to the Navy. So shit.
Yeah, actually, if you have streaking on your record and you go in the Navy, you automatically get advanced to E4. It's right off the bat. You ran naked through a girls' school? Yeah, you're qualified. You're in.
This guy really had kind of an interesting story. He went in as an enlisted guy, got in. Then he got out, went to college, went to veterinary school, He went back in the Navy as an officer. And what a pud job. He worked on a base, and all he cared for was like the admiral and the upper echelons as dogs. I mean, that's all he did. He said, oh, your dog needs to be checked. Yeah, bring your dog down. Yes, sir. I mean, he's an officer. He took care of dogs.
Nice.
It's interesting, though, when you get together with people like that, what direction everybody went, So, well, they asked me, they said, why do you got to leave? What are you leaving for? I said, I got a pinball tournament set up. I said, it's a national thing. There's people all over the country that play this thing. I wasn't lying.
Amsterdam.
He said, how much? They asked me, he said, how much do you make off of it? I said, thousands. I said, I left the Porsche at home. It was raining. I said,
You're handing out your YouTuber card to everybody?
Yeah.
Did you ever? Yes.
It's always the first, when you get together with a bunch of guys like that, the first flyer doesn't have a chance. Because the second guy is going to be a better story. The third guy is going to be a better one. I've always said first flyers doesn't have a chance. He's
Right. Yeah. All right. So did anyone come up with a arcade challenge for this week?
That's funny, you guys.
What was our old standby that we never did?
Mappy.
Mappy. Is it Mappy week already?
We better get a new standby now.
Now, Mappy, what system was it on? It was an arcade game, right? Was it this arcade week? Yeah, so it's an arcade game. Yeah, I like Mappy. Mappy'd be a good one to play.
Sure. Mappy's good. Yeah.
All right, we'll go with Mappy. see, this show is all about preparation, and we are just right on top of things.
Yeah.
That's why you have a standby. That's why you have it. We'll have to come up with a new standby. Mappy Arcade says Papa Funky Nuts, also known as Chaos.
So I'm trying to think of some other things though that I remember seeing earlier in the week. You got to remember, I went to high school in the 70s. Okay, so we all graduated in high school. Today the smell started rolling in. You said, "Who ran over the skunk?" So I may not have all my faculties about me, but I'm trying to think. There was something I was thinking about that was cool in the news about stuff that's coming out, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know, man.
Me either. So, Poe, what do you got going on?
I did played some of that Nintendo World Championship this week. That was fun.
Nice.
I got that. I went out. I couldn't help it. The minute I saw that a store had the box division available, and you had talked about it, that's the only thing that's what I was going to talk about tonight. Is the only thing is Nintendo. I wish they'd quit false advertising. I wish I'd have brought that down. It says play online with your friends. Bullshit. There's no plan on. You play online against other people, and they're ghost people. Go ahead, Poe. You know more about it than I do. Am I right? Am I telling the truth or what?
Yeah, I did that Silver Cup or whatever it was, and it was real people, but they had already played. It was the ghost, which it's kind of neat because you can see what they're doing while you're doing it. But at the same time, you want to play with real people at the same time.
Well, but honestly, I got to say though, take aside the old man bitching. It is fun though, and I finally got Travis came over. He actually has been babysitting all weekend, Betty, and that shows you how old and screwed up I am. We're getting a babysitter for the dog so we can go to these events this week. But he came over, got here early one day, and we played against each other. And even though you could play up to 8 on one system, I was hoping he could play from home and I could play from home, but he can't. But I'll tell you what, it's fun. You haven't had a chance to play in 2-person mode, have you, Poe?
No.
It's fun because like you said, you're split screen and you can, and like I could tell out of the corner of my eye that I had him. a couple of times, Of course, he's a lot younger than me, and he smoked me finally. I mean, he like won 60 to my 22,
Yeah, I even in my video there, I got distracted by myself because the first time you play, then when you go to play that same one again, they show your play before on the other side of the screen. So I'm sitting here watching this part of the screen of me playing now, and I keep looking over at my old play and stuff.
Now you can make those. I think you can make it so your screen in the settings is the primary is bigger than the other, because it'll drive you nuts if you don't.
Yeah, I didn't know that the first time. Well, I did it in the video the first time there when I played for the cup against all those people. Then it told me after I won the cup, oh, by the way, you can make your screen, just your screen bigger if you want to,
Right.
Oh,
Thanks for telling me now.
But I'll tell you one thing, it teaches you, there are little segments of all these classic games. But I'll tell you one I've always had trouble with is Donkey Kong. I've just always been horrible at Donkey Kong. But playing those little first screens of Donkey Kong over and over, I can tell it's going to improve my gameplay. If you guys had picked Donkey Kong for a game this week, which we've already done, I'd probably be better at it than I was last time.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Do they, like you said, the small parts of the game as you go. So, like the first part of Zelda is get the sword. That's the first challenge. Okay, woohoo, I got the sword. But then you're trying to beat your time, and sometimes it's nearly impossible to do that. But you're determined to beat your own time at it.
Have you gone to Metroid? Get to the top yet?
No.
Man, the first one I did took me 10 minutes. And I said, holy cow. And I played Metroid on the 2600. But I finally got the hang. I just got, that's a game that you got to kind of get your rhythm right, dodging things and doing the right things. But I'll tell you what, that was quite the challenge. I finally got it from 10 minutes down to something like 3 minutes, which shocked me. That's quite a experience. Try that one. You're gonna. I was just hoping it was something that I could call you up and say, "Hey, Poe, you got it. I got it. Let's play against each other." Ain't gonna happen.
Unless you want to come over and play in the cup.
Well, wait a second. Let me do this. I'll just. Dadgummit, where'd my mouse go? I will. What the heck's going on? I think Bart's blocking me. Okay.
Oh, there went Greg. He must be on his way.
He's on his way to Bliss's show.
I got over the COVID, but I'll tell you what, these people that say they had it and they get a long-term cough afterwards, I've texted negative 3 times now, because before I went to this reunion, I wanted to make sure I wouldn't infect anybody. I'm negative, but I'll tell you what, I cannot get over this freaking cough. It's just horrible. So you see me duck out just because I don't want you seeing me spit up phlegm. It's gross.
Yeah, and of course the other thing we did this week is we played that new Wallace and Gromit on.
Oh yeah.
Walkabout mini golf. That was fun.
Yeah,
interesting, of course.
I saw you guys setting up to do that. And then I saw you had some downloads to do, and then I had somewhere to go. And then I got back and I checked, and you guys had started like a half hour before I got back. And I knew mine was going to need a long download. And I thought, never mind. Just ain't gonna happen.
Well, it's funny because both Kelly and I needed to update our Walkabout, and I started mine. Kelly was making lunch, so I started mine, and then I jumped on her headset and started the update, and then hers finished way before mine, and we waited like an extra 25 minutes or something like that for mine to finish the stinking download. It's like, what the heck? And
Yeah, and then I had my phone that whole time. He said, "I'll message you when I'm ready to go." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." I set the phone down to do something, forgot where the phone was. Then I come back and see you sent me a message like 10 minutes before. We're ready to go, Poe. We're ready. I'm like, oh crap. Hurry up, put everything on.
I know.
Derek said, "Oh yeah, that was a great time." Yeah. Sorry, Derek. We figured you were working because it was kind of impromptu the day it released, middle of the day, and so we jumped on. Sorry. We'll message you next time. Our bad. But
Yeah, that was a fun one to play, so we got to play that one again.
Yeah, don't feel bad, Derek, because I'll tell you what, it was one of those things where I was just jotting come lately, you know. I was like, oh, these guys are playing. Am I ready? Hell no. You know, I mean, it just couldn't happen.
yeah,
Sometimes it works out that way.
yeah, it was kind of spur of the moment. You know, it's like, hey, it's out. You guys want to play? And so that was it. But yeah, we should have messaged there. Sorry, but yeah, we got to play the hard course because we unlocked the hard course because we collected all the golf balls, which some of those were kind of a challenge. But if you want if you want to find where the golf balls are, I think you should be able to. We found them all, so if you watch Poe's video, you can see where they are. But yeah, we need.
And they were pretty cool balls this time around. Some of them had Wallace, and some of them had Grumman on them. So.
Really?
So were you successful? It didn't crash anymore, did it? Like when we were.
It didn't crash this time, and I cranked on the AC, and I had a fan blowing right on me to make sure nothing overheated from my big bald head.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a little trouble getting started.
I saw
Poe
that.
was hosting the room, and as soon as Kelly and I would join, ours froze up. And we tried rebooting, getting out, and getting back in, and it did it again. So then I actually hosted in a new room, and then Poe joined us, and then it worked. So I don't know if they did some kind of update, and now there's something weird going on, but or if it was just a fluke. But yeah, we got her going, and we played the whole course and had a good time. Well, I had to be careful, though. It's been a long time since I had it happen, but just when flying around in that game, I started getting a little motion sickness, the VR sickness.
Oh, yeah.
Like at hole 2, I was like, I don't know if you noticed, Poe, but because I'm usually flying around and going underneath. I didn't do any of that because I'm like, once you get that VR sickness starting to happen where you don't feel well, you can't shake it. So I'm like, okay, just play golf. Just play golf. Don't. That's kind of at the end. And I was like, yeah, I got to get going because I'm like, yeah. Now we're all big. We're flying around looking at the course. I'm like, this is not good right now. Yeah.
How about that hole on the moon? You went first, and you're like, oh, I hit it pretty hard. You're going to have to hit it pretty hard. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. It's like the whole way clear across the moon. I'm like, what the hell?
Hit it like a driver. Thing went 300 yards. Ooh, Tiger Woods was jealous.
I hated that I missed it. That sounds like a real. What's the name of course, I can look it up, I guess. What's the name of the course? I want to make sure I get that.
Wallace and Grumman.
Wallace and Grumman, okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's like claymation, right? The TV show was like claymation. Really fun, goofy humor. Kelly and I watched 2 episodes. I'd never seen it before. So Kelly and I watched 2 episodes on Amazon Prime before we played, just preparing so we'd know who the characters even were. And we did see some references. And obviously we ended up on the moon. So that's right from that first one. But yeah. Let's see. Kelly said we didn't find a skeleton anywhere, so we don't know. And the wrong trouser.
My kids watched those. There were different movies when my kids were little that we rented for them to watch. They're pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know,
if you have Amazon Prime and you've never watched any of the shows and you want to, they do have 4 episodes on there for free on Amazon Prime. And one of them, they go to the moon, and one of them is the wrong trouser, and both of those things are featured in the course. So it's interesting to see. The trousers were stomping us around. But he lawnmowed our ball, right?
Yeah, he had a lawnmower, and if you hit it in his path, it just shredded your ball.
Shredded the ball. Yeah. So fun course. They did some. Oh yeah, and the chicken penguin. Chicken penguin is in there. Yeah, that's also from the Wrong Trousers episode. The chicken penguin. He does the diamond heist, right? The chicken penguin. The diamond heist. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Goofy little show.
I remember the first time you talked about getting nauseous or motion sickness. I remember the first time that this group got together and played on those things. And you guys said, just point your controller straight up and push that button up and you'll fly. And I just went up like what seemed like in virtual reality 5 feet. But then I almost fell down because I looked down and I realized I'm levitating, and I started, and I think the other time it was funny, Travis got one. He was playing with me, and he leaned on a fence rail and fell down because it was, and so
I said that in this game, and when we were in, was it the Jelly Room or one of those? I almost leaned on the door. I'm standing in the door jam watching Poe or Kelly. One of them was shooting, and I was going to lean on the door jam, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, see, Mike's Gaming Gala, he says he prefers his balls not shredded, and I prefer my balls flicked. Pinball. It's pinball.
It's like old balls.
Was in the bathroom.
That guy that played in our tournaments a long time ago, balls to slap him.
Right. Yeah, Poe got me this shirt, Flick My Balls. And when I wear it around Kelly, I just cover the F. Hope for the best.
Hey, smart guy. You're talking about stuff overheating, Poe. I was going to tell you this, and anybody else watched has one. If you need help with it, let me know. We'll talk. But that ROG, I noticed it's not too bad, the handheld game, if I got it in the handheld mode. But when I've got it docked, for some reason, things seemed like it was getting hot. And I even put a app on there called core temperature. It tells you what the core temperature was, and it was getting a little hot. And I was worried about it. And so it just seems to do it when it's docked. And I'm also using turbo mode. I found that if you want to play some of the pinball, especially FX, it demands more energy. So you got to set it up. Well, I started reading up on it. You can set a manual mode up. And if you need help with that, you set up, and I turn the fans all the way up because they said people didn't like the fans being all the way up because they made too much noise. Well, an old man like me, I can't hear the fans. If it's got a fan running, something's wrong. I can't hear it. So I went into the settings and went to manual mode and just turned those fans to run as hard as they could, as long as they could. And the only disadvantage is your battery will drain faster, but you got to remember you're docked. So, but I just noticed a drastic difference in the temperature on that thing. So that's something you might want to look into is in your settings, there's a place in that settings under the, it's its own proprietary software that's in there. That's got all your games on there. You go to settings and you go to modes and it says hit manual, and then you can adjust your fan curves and all that stuff, how many watts you want. I just threw it the maximum on everything and maximum fan. And boy, it just changed the way it plays. The temperature it holds, and that app that I got for the I think I've got it on this computer too because it's a free app. It's called Core Temp. Google it, and you just it's a real small app, a program you can put on it, and when you run it, it tells you your each individual core, what the temperature is and what the highest is that it's been and the lowest it's been. Really valuable tool. I even use it, like I said, on this. I got it on all my pinball machines and everything just to keep an eye on the temperatures. That's, to me, Mike, you're an IT guy. I mean, isn't temperature one of the biggest things that damages an electronic system is getting overheated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway. So there's some advice for you.
There you go.
That's all I got. I don't care.
Hey,
Texture.
guys, I'm going to cut out. I'm going to cut my visit in the show short tonight because of the situation I got going here. And Kelly's got to work in the morning, so we got a 4 o'clock wake up call in the morning. And it clouded up. We were getting some weather in. I don't know what's going on with the batteries and all that. It's been cloudy all afternoon, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out right now. I'm going to step out. So, Greg, you'll have to keep an eye on the chat.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I doubt that it's going to be a late night for me either, but go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, so, I'm going to cut out. So, sorry to just bail, but, yeah, I probably should get going. So, I will see you guys next week. And
Okay.
everyone get in the tournament. That's my final thought. Get in that pinball tournament and play the Mappy thing.
Yeah, before we go real quick, you and I'll keep an eye on the scores. It's running for 5 days. We'll have the results next week. Top 2 guys. We'll get instructions for you on what we're going to play. Be good. Thanks, Bart.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, thank God he's gone. I thought he'd never leave. Jesus.
Don't make me pull a Greg and listen from later.
Actually, I've had, like I said, I've had a long weekend, and we're going to stick around for a little bit longer. But if you guys, either one of you get to the point where, Mike, I know you're out of the campground. Poe, I know you've got a lot going on. So anytime you want to, I mean, we've been on here a little over an hour, but I'm willing to hang around for a little bit. But anytime you guys want, just give me the nod, because I'm probably only got about 20, 30 minutes left of me. I'm telling you, we had something going on ever since Friday. And it's been a blast. But I told the guys I was doing this pinball thing, but I told them, I said, you can only have so much fun, man. I'm old. We're all old. We got to go. Everybody needs to go home and take a nap. When you get to be our age, you're like a baby. You need naps. You don't have any hair. You don't have any teeth. And you shit yourself sometimes. So, it's just like being a baby. You digress.
Yeah, I got an appointment again tomorrow too, so I probably won't be sticking around very long either tonight. So.
Well, let me check the chat. And Mike, why don't you just tell us what's going on with your channel real quick while I check the chat and give you some airtime and kind of tell us what's going on in the Gaming Road Warrior channel.
Yeah, it's currently dead. Well, yeah, I know. Like, if you hadn't been following, I put it on my channel that I had been like what you've been experiencing, Gray. I've been majorly sick. Like about a week and a half, I've been gone from work, and then when I finally got back, when I didn't cough up hairballs and stuff, it was a lot better. But yeah, I haven't worked on my video. I have things written out. I just need to shoot it, but I forgot we had this camping trip. And I'm like, well, I can't work on my video. I'll have to wait till I get back home. So I'll be doing my new video, the 500 video, and then I'll be working on the gaming video after that. So, yep. So I have 2 videos planned. Hopefully I can get the other one knocked out here soon because I don't need to do too much B edits. So that should be a pretty quick video. So. But yeah, as soon as I get back, I can start working on it. But I do want to take my time with it and not rush it. So it seems to be better that way, better quality. And I don't have a lot of people getting mad at me. And one guy he That's why I pulled that spy versus spy video on. He didn't like my transitions on it, but he said, he actually complimented me though. He's like, I did like to hear you talk because I hated your transition. So about Roger Moore kicking the car over and over again. And I'm like, I'll get rid of that. So I'll just redo the video, and that shouldn't take too long because I already got the footage saved on my other hard drive. And I'll just put it out, redo it, tweak it a little bit, and then get rid of those transitions, and then re-upload it to YouTube. So it'll be good. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, after those two and Spy versus Spy, so I got 3 videos planned. So
I know that when we were chatting back and forth in our little private chat, it sounded like every time you talked about what was going on with you, this illness, it wasn't until I started getting that way, and then I think you and I finally communicated, and I said, you have what I think you have, and you said, yeah, and I mean, we both basically, and the only thing I'm left with is that, I mean, thank God, I had a good friend that died from this stuff, but mainly, to me, it was like just a bad flu and a bad cold. The only thing that's lingering is this, again, I'm testing negative, but it's this cough, and my wife's got the same thing. And there's some friends of ours that were at the reunion this weekend. They had it about a month ago, and they said they still haven't got over the cough yet. So it's kind of freaking me out. I think, oh my God, how long is this going to last? But I guess it is.
Some ivermectin.
What is
Isn't that what you're supposed to use? Ivermectin. Oh, we might be. Our channel might be shut down. I said the wrong word.
Well,
that's what I heard that you can take that could help you. But what I've been doing, which is a good one, is like I've been drinking honey water. It's like having it hot, so it's like a hot honey tea.
Oh, nice.
Or coffee with honey. So I've been taking that. So it got rid of my cough because I was coughing too. You know how it's like tickling your throat and you have to cough.
Yeah.
And then don't buy the store-bought honey. Just if you can find someone that has bees, get it from them, like the pure stuff. Yeah, local honey.
Yep.
And that should help. It helped me. So when I started taking that, I wasn't coughing as much, and now I'm not spitting out loogies anymore. I feel really good. So that might help.
If phlegm had a value, I'd be worth a fortune right now. Because I'm telling you what, I'd blow my nose. I'd look at, who doesn't look? I mean, you always blow your nose and you look. It's kind of like, when you use the toilet, who doesn't turn around? And
no,
I don't look. That's not proper.
You get older, you have to look, make sure something didn't come out wrong.
Yeah. What's that?
Or sometimes you just want to see if it was in the shape of a letter when it dropped out of you into the toilet.
Yeah.
Take a picture and send it to your friend. Look, it's my initial.
When you get to be my age,
it's like the yogurt machine, for the yogurt ice cream.
When you get to be my age, you have all those different doctors. I forget what they call them. I got one of these guys that does the colonoscopy stuff, and I teased with him one time. I said, "How many people look?" And he goes, "Well, you should." I said, "You should. Color and consistency is a big deal." I'm like, "Okay, whatever, doc."
Shine a flashlight at it.
We talked about what makes you feel better, though. We again at this class reunion, bunch of guys from the 70s, all of us about 68 years old. And we went out for outside of the building for our class picture. And they had a photographer up on the ladder. It took forever. We're all sweating. But, somebody started passing around the gummies, and I'll tell you what, I felt a lot better the second half of the night. Where are you?
No brownies?
No, I don't know. But like I said, everywhere I went this weekend, you'd have to figure out where the wind was blowing from because every now and then you'd say, okay, somebody just fired one up. Where's the guy at? He got to be hiding around here somewhere. But anyway, no, I'm glad you're feeling better and you're going to get some videos put back up. What about you, Poe? I know you've been busy a lot with
Yeah, no, it's
Same stuff we're all going to deal with. Yeah.
But well, I'll do the weekly challenge video again. Lately, that's about all I've been getting done. So I did do some gameplay finally for original Mario Brothers for the NES. So I got the gameplay part of it recorded the other night after I played Rad Racer. I was planning on doing that series like I did the Popeye series last year. So, and I'm gonna start with the NES version, just because that's the first one I had when I was a kid. So, doing that, and I got the little fellows that have them sitting here waiting for this video forever. They're either the Mario Brothers, original Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
These are ones I was eyeing on Amazon for, I don't know, a couple of years. And then I had them in my cart, and then I had them kind of taken out of the cart. And every once in a while, I would get a notification that there'd be a price drop, or, uh-oh, there's not too many left. And eventually it did happen that all the Mario ones sold out, and the Luigi ones were really close. So I ended up actually getting these. I didn't get these ones on Amazon. I got these from eBay. Somebody had both of them together for a better price than Amazon had for it, actually. So always wanted to have these. You know, they're from the artwork of the original Mario Brothers game, so I want to put them up on my arcade eventually. I'll play with my toys.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many toys. I mean, Cheryl goes somewhere and she'll see something Mario, Luigi, anything like that, you know, plush toy or something. She'll come home with it. I mean, it's, you know, that's brings me to mind of something. You know, we talked about that game earlier, the Championship NES. But what I'm curious about is, have you seen the NES controllers that Nintendo put on sale? But it's only at that price if you have the online subscription. And my two questions are, do you have them, and do you think it's worth it?
I have them. I bought them when I first got the online, when those came out. And that's it. For your account, you can only buy one set. That's through them. Unless you find somebody on eBay or something.
Well, I hate to say this, but I think I looked, and I think they've upped that. I think it said 4 sets per customer. I don't know, maybe wrong, but I think they've upped it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the 2 that came in the package back when I got them, and honestly, we almost never use them. I don't know where I put them now. For a while, I kept them charged, and I'm like, this is cool, you know, and then I'd just go back to my Pro Controller all the time. A lot of people, me and Mike were talking about that, we thought that they should have gave you at least one if you bought the physical edition. You know, because over in Japan, for their physical edition, they did give away Famicom controllers. Well, not give away, but put it in the package, you know, for over there. So, but I have that one, and I have the SNES one that's made for the Switch. It only comes one in a package. So, then there's an N64 one that they have out too, and for the longest time, it was sold out. They finally had it back.
My son Travis has the N64 one. As a matter of fact, he left it over here for a while, and he forgot about it. And so I just kept it for a while, kind of jacking with him. And then one day I said, "You recognize this?" He says, "Where'd you get that? I wondered where it went." I said, "Well, you left it over here, knucklehead. It says here now."
Yeah, a lot of people say it's good to play those N64 games on there with, you know. So I was trying to get it when they first came out with it. Kept going back, and it was out of stock. Then they'd say it's in stock. As soon as I get there, it'd be gone. But when I checked the other day, when Mike and I were talking about the controllers, they have them back in stock.
Yeah, but I want to say hi to Recognize Retro Bliss is in the house now, and I'm going to do a little self-promotion here Tuesday night. I think it's Tuesday. Am I right, Paul? Did you do it Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday at 7 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
I know Bliss is saying, "Oh, no, he's getting nervous." He's saying, "Oh, he doesn't even know what night it is." I'm going to be the opening act. I don't know how long I'll last. I'll go on. I might, I will be on Bliss's channel on Tuesday night talking about pinball, everything pinball. And kind of looking forward to get with his panel and having a little fun with them. And I don't know if I'll ever be invited back again. I know that they asked them about Poe, and they said, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's not coming back." I said, "Okay."
Was he asking if I'm doing any fishing here? No, I didn't. I didn't bring any fishing poles. I am near a beach though, so if I want to go skinny dipping, I can go out there.
You could do your road to 500 or road to 1,000 subscribers. Play on the beach of your beach ring.
Need to buy some speedos for a thong, and I can go out there.
Yeah, that just got impregnated in my mind. I'm gonna have to go eat another gummy here if you guys keep talking like that.
What's kind of cool about this campground? We got a little store here, so there's like bathrooms near me, hot shower, and electricity. And I was like shocked we had internet and stuff. So if you didn't want to run to town to grab groceries or not, you just call the people that own the campground here, and they'll open up the store for you.
Looks like you're the yin to Mike's yang.
Getting a phone call.
Okay. I know he said he was getting a call, but yeah, you're the yin to the yang there, Poe. But
the yingy yangy, yeah. I was supposed to be on this past Tuesday, but then something came up.
You know, Bliss came in late, and I don't know if Mike caught it or not, but you know, I remember being in the chat on Bliss's channel one time. He was talking about being old, and I said, "Dude, you ain't old. You know, I'm old." But I'm just going to share this with Bliss real quick. There you go. There's my senior picture from 50 years ago, and all weekend, Friday night, Saturday during the day, Saturday night, and today has been 50-year reunion weekend, and a bunch of old guys got together, and believe it or not, that's me 50 years ago. So that's kind of one reason why Bart had to check out, because he's got some kind of storm moving in. And he's not sure. You know, when you live off grid, your primary thing to look at is how much power you got. So he's out checking that, and I don't know. Like I said, I was with a bunch of guys that I went to high school with all weekend, the guys and gals from the 70s, and we did what they do best. And I don't know. I think I'm starting to have some mental lapses, but I think I'll be okay later. What did Cannabis Kid say? To all the people reading this that wear glasses and are planning on getting a Meta Quest, also plan on getting VR lenses for your prescription. It makes a difference. Yes, I think Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Kelly have
yeah, I think so.
Now, it was cool for me. I had to wear my glasses with mine, but when I got that eye surgery with the corrective lenses put in, that's really cool for me for the Quest now, because now everything's perfect. But so I don't need to get those. But that's a good suggestion, kid. Cannabis Kid. I think he probably knows what I'm talking about earlier too. I don't know. I'll recap. I don't know, just something about that name gives me flashbacks. But anyway, Derek, let's see what Derek said. Bart told me to keep an eye on the chat. I'm not used to this. What did Mike? I think Mike had to go pick up his kids. Did he say he had to? Yes, CK just got the lenses for. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that'd be cool if you could get those lenses, because it, you know, before I had my eyes worked on, it was kind of hard sometimes. But you sweat a lot in yours, don't you, Poe? You just get fogged over.
Yeah, my Quest 2 isn't so bad because I have that little fan that attaches to it now. But I haven't used that thing in probably 8 months because I've been using the PSVR 2 most of the time.
Well, I haven't used mine much, and I don't know why. It's just, you know, that's the one thing I'll say positive about the gaming stuff. Is, you know, there is such a variety nowadays. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here getting on the retro stuff with the, you know, the meme or whatever, the retro arch. You know, the Raspberry Pi I've had for a long time being able to play, but then I got the Epic and the Steam playing on that and playing different stuff. And then, of course, the pinball has always been one of my, and I get out there and play pinball damn near every day. Cheryl comes down and plays. For the most time, I don't like it, though, because she always wins. But is she just better? I don't know if she got better reflexes or what. I know Kelly has a little trouble because Bart's got to pull a stool up for her so she can get it. I think she's 4'11". But yeah, and then of course I got the Xbox, which I complained about it at first, but I'm getting used to it. I'm enjoying some of the games, so a lot of my videos. Oh, and then just the truck simulator and the flight simulator. And I just can't keep up with Bart. I mean, Bart's posting 4 or 5 videos a week, and I'll say, I think I'll skip it tonight. So yeah, it's fun, but sometimes you just got to take a break.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think about videos that I want to do. I'll sit down and do this, and then it's like it comes time in the evening to do it. And it's like I got other things I can be doing, So yeah, I've slowed down a lot. Not that I've never put out 5 videos a week. If I did, it was a fluke, But yeah, it's definitely not happening right now.
I know Mike Gamigala asked, are you guys making the Pinball Expo in October? I'll have to remember where that's at. Is it the same place every year, or does it move? Mike, if you're still there, let us know where it's at this year. I always wanted to go to that. Isn't that you know where that is in Poe? Is that in Georgia or something like that? I thought it was one
I'm not sure. They used to have one in Pittsburgh every year, and then when COVID happened, that ended that. So
Chicago, that's right. I should have known that. Chicago is, I don't know, that's kind of like the pinball capital of the world, I think, most of the year. It's funny, Chicago was one of the towns that had pinball illegal. It was illegal to play pinball in Chicago, but they were the biggest producer of pinball machines. It's kind of like Tennessee. I think the place that they make Jack Daniel's whiskey is a dry county. They can make it, but they can't sell it. I don't know if that's a true fact or not. Google it and find out if I'm speaking the truth or not. Oh, factory tours. He says there's factory tours. Oh, it's the 40th annual one this year. Now, see, that would be cool to me. That would be cool. I'll tell you, I had an interesting one time. I ordered years ago. I ordered a new Harley, and they were behind. They were manufacturing them, and I was going up on a trip with some guys to Harley Davidson's place, and I called up there, and they said, if you want to come up at a certain time, you can watch your bike go across the assembly line. And I didn't get to do it, but I thought, man, wouldn't that have been cool? It just didn't work out with the timing for me, because we were planning a trip up that way, and they said, oh, if you come here, this will be when. I said, no. So I just actually waited till the bike got delivered and then used it to go up there. I said, well, I brought your bike back. What a cool job. There's a guy there, too, when we finally went up there. Of course, he said it's a boring job. After a while, it gets, and I can see we do something over and over. But there's every one of those bikes that comes across the finish line, there's more than one guy. But they all got to be ridden. And so there's guys that's all they do is they stand at the end of the assembly line, and when they roll it off, they start it up, ride it out of the factory, and they got a little course they ride around. Then they come, put the kickstand down, put their little signature on there that it's been driven, and get on the next one. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Nice.
And I asked the guy, I said, what a cool job. He says, it sucks. He says, I don't ever want to ride a motorcycle at the end of the day. So I never care about riding. But, let's see. Let's see. What? Poe kicked me off the show. Okay, that's his story for right now. Bart, we got to remind everybody that Bart has full control over the thing. So he, if anybody's kicking anybody off, it's Bart kicking somebody else off. Had to step out early. Storm coming through. He said that there was dust storm and rain at the same time. Can you imagine what kind of mess that would make?
That would suck.
You know, I don't know how long Mike's around for, but I'm fading fast, Poe. Do you want to just call, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I've had a bit of a headache here for about a half an hour or so anyway, so kind of.
No, I could tell it looked like you were fading as fast as I was, and heck, we've been on. Of course, this is a record for shortest time. I think I don't know. I know a couple weeks I didn't make it. You and Bart, I think, made it stretched out to 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, about 3 hours.
Well, okay. Let me. Well, first, you got anything you want to tell anybody, Poe, or you want to just remind everybody what we're playing?
Yeah, we'll just be playing with Mappy arcade style. Be the challenge this week. So play it, take your pictures, get your videos and pictures into the Discord, and we'll end Saturday night, midnight Pacific.
Cool. Well, yeah, and if you check the Discord, everything's on there. I'm sure Derek does a great job of taking care of that. All the information about the pinball tournament has been on the screen here. Just remember that if you're in Group 1, which I will go back to that and let that scroll a couple more times while we finish up. But right there is the passwords and stuff. It's on the Discord. But the two groups, just remember, D-Kong, Digital Victory, Poe, and Derek are in my group. Classic Rock, T-Dog, Mike Gaming Road Warrior are in Bart's group. Pinball, Nor is the game 1 ball, 5 attempts. And we don't know, we've never tried that with Pinball FX. We set it up where there were 5 attempts, but then when Bart and I got done launching our balls to get the game going, at the end it says you have 4 attempts left for today. Now, I don't know. It said 5 attempts, but I don't know. We've never played this before on FX3. It would have been 5 attempts, period. But why it worded it like that? So we're curious. So we'll see. I mean, I may get on there tomorrow and sign up on it and say if it says I got 5 attempts left. I don't know. It changes every day, but. Anyway, so that's who the people are. And then, of course, the password's the same for both of them. The show, no space, lowercase. And then this is on the Discord, but my code, if you're in my group, that is an I, by the way. Bart and I checked it out. It's I, India, Sierra, Golf, Victor. And Bart's is P339. So, but make sure you sign up. You get in the right one, because again, there's a $150 fine if you get it wrong. I'm just kidding, because it doesn't cost anything to plan. There's no fine. We're trying to get the right one, okay? That's all we ask. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming by the show tonight. Oh, I also want to I want to give my good friend Retro Bliss a little plug there, along with Mike's Gaming Gala. Their podcast is Tuesday night. Are you on that? Are you on this Tuesday? Oh,
no.
Okay, I didn't know. Okay, so I guess I'm Poe's fill-in. I'm going to be a stunt double this week, and so. But yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk pinball. Be sure you check it out. It's 7 p.m. Central Time, Tuesday night. Retro Bliss, and. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with those guys for a while. So it's a good channel. Be sure to check out his channel. Bliss just said something. Bliss said, gee, check your email. Okay, I'll check that. And as soon as we get off, and the old G show. I'm trying to see. I sent you a game on Discord. Okay, very good. Well, be sure to check out our Discord. Be sure to check out Mr. Postile He's got some of the best stuff out there. Also, there's Bart. There's Off-Grid Arcade. Don't really care if you check out his stuff or not. I don't subscribe. Why you shouldn't? The same thing with the Gaming Road Warrior. I mean, who cares? No, I'm just kidding. They're great guys. Links are in the description to all those channels, along with the link to our Discord. And the last thing I'm going to say is say goodnight, Poe.
Good night, Poe.
Very good. He's good. He's good. Let me see if I can find. And hang on for just a minute, Poe, when we get through this one. God, we got to find something. You know, we got too many ears. This is a good one.